Hey friendlies, it's Carolyn and welcome back to my RV life. I have a story for you today about last night, what happened to me last night. I had an interesting incident last night. It was 4th of July night, and I moved camp yesterday because it has been, I was at the camp, I'm sorry, I'm still on my cell phone, so it's going to be messy. I have to hold it up. Anyway, I moved camp yesterday because it's been really rainy here, and the camp that I was in was just really mushy and muddy. I didn't have an internet signal, and I was just kind of over being there. And I'm waiting around Asheville for one more day. I need to go get some mail today. So I wanted to go explore an area that I had seen on the way in the National Forest to see if I could find a place to camp there. And the woods, which are out there, I was not able to find anything. So I settled for this. And yesterday when I parked here, I was thinking, I'm going to make a video about this and show that not every day living on the road is glamorous and I get to live in the woods in beautiful places. Sometimes you settle for just a really big gravel parking lot, basically. You probably can hear Interstate 40. It's right behind me. I've heard it all night. But it's fairly quiet here. It is National Forest. There's a trail down there. It's about a half a mile down to a lake, and I walked down there yesterday. But I had some reservations about parking here. In the time that I've been on the road, I've learned a few things about, let's say, where to camp and where not to camp, where you might just run into some situations or where things just might get scary, whether they're dangerous or you're at risk or not. I just had a feeling this place could be a little scary. Number one, because I'm right off the interstate. There is an entrance from either side, either westbound or eastbound of Interstate 40. And so that means I don't like being this close to the interstate. I would have rather gone out in the woods, but there really wasn't any place big enough for me to park out in the woods. So I chose this. Even though I knew there might be some traffic overnight, especially being 4th of July, it's a little humid today. I knew that there might be some traffic. I got here pretty early yesterday, 2 or 3, which is one of the things I like to do. Get here early, get a feel for the place, see who comes through, things like that. And I did do that. I did see some rowdy people kind of spin in and out. I think only the locals know about it. It's not an exit off of 40. It's just a forest road, and it's really hard to see. Actually, I've gone by it a million times wanting to check it out, but I kept missing it. So only locals know about it, it seems. So I felt okay about being here. Again, I think I was on guard. Like, you learn to be kind of on guard. So you kind of sleep with one eye open. Well, lo and behold, I'm woken up in the middle of the night by a big truck coming in from there. And my, where my bedroom is, there. And I had that shade open so that I could look out. And I heard a big truck come right, where are we? Right here. And it was a typical big truck. It was all lit up. It had lights across the top. It had red lights on it. It was just really kind of tricked out truck. And it was loud. And it stopped right there. Headlights right in my window. It just stopped. And I'm like, oh, great. But, I've been out here long enough to learn, and my mantra is most people are kind. Nobody wants to hurt me. They were coming out here for whatever business they were coming out here. Who knows? But they parked right there. At least 3 of them got out with flashlights, so I'm on guard at this point. I'm in there. I've got my bat. I've got my pepper spray. I've got my keys mostly. I'm like, if they come close, I'm going to grab my keys. I'm going to run. So this is, I've done videos about safety, and I've talked about being scared out here alone. And I think the biggest thing is just to be on guard, have an escape route. I decided if they knocked on the door, I was going to go. No questions asked. I was just going to go. My solar panels were out and everything. And I was like, I'll come back and get them tomorrow. I'm just leaving. So I knew what I would do. I had it planned just in case they got too close. Well, they parked there. One guy actually did get out and act like he was starting to walk toward my RV. See, the thing is, though, I mean, they don't know that I'm in there necessarily. Somebody could have just parked there. They don't know who's in there. I've said before, it looks like a meth lab. You know, that's kind of a benefit of having something so old. It kind of looks like a meth Heisenberg, right? You know, I feel safe in that. I'm sorry, I keep looking at the screen. And I feel safe in that because they don't know who's in there. They don't know if anybody's in there. So one guy did come out. He did kind of look like he was walking toward me, but then they turned around. So they grabbed, so he left his headlights. He had these weird beady headlights that he left on. Not the real headlights, but beady, like his running lights, I guess, were these beady things with a red light in the middle. He left those on, and I could see by the flashlights that there was like a young girl or maybe a girl in shorts kind of there, kind of like waiting. I don't know. My mind was going in a million different directions about what was going on. I heard them pull stuff out of the bed of the truck, grab flashlights, and leave. And they left the lights on the whole time they were gone. So I'm on guard, laying there so that I'm positioned to see if the flashlights come back, to see if they're coming towards my rig. I'm trying not to let my mind wander. I'm trying not to get scared, and you know, I'm trying not to go, you know, in the place that they want to do me harm. But I'm also thinking, well, if they're out here in the middle of the night doing who knows what, parked here with flashlights, going off into the woods or wherever they're going, what if they don't want any witnesses? What if they come back and decide they need to get rid of me? Should I go? Should I stay? Should I, you know, and then I'm thinking, well, if I go, then I'm definitely drawing attention to myself at this point, and maybe they're just, I don't know, maybe they're just going for a midnight walk. And, you know, I think there was a full moon last night. Maybe they're just going down to the lake. So I'm trying not to let my imagination go wild. I'm trying not to go into a place that says they want to do me harm. I'm just trying to go to a place that they're just locals out here doing whatever they're going to do. They don't care about me. Just relax and let it go. So I even, like, at one point laid down and tried to go to sleep again. I'm like, screw it. They're not going to bother me. I'm just going to lay down and go to sleep. But of course, every tiny noise I heard, I was up and alert. So I gave up trying to go back to sleep. I don't know. They were gone a half hour, maybe 45 minutes with the lights on, shining in my window. I actually shut the blinds because I'm like, okay, they're not going to bother me. I'm just going to go to sleep. So then I hear the truck start, and they're walking toward it. So he must have had a remote control start, and that really scared me. I'm like, oh shit. So they're making a run for it, whatever they're doing. He started the truck before he even got to it, and they're just gonna jump in and go. So I see the flashlights come back. I hear them throw stuff in the bed of the truck. Shovels? I don't know. Did they go bury a body? I have no idea. I don't know. But and then they tried to go through this giant mud puddle here. I guess they didn't see it. And first they started driving straight towards me. They got what felt like they came through the mud puddle, but they got closer to me and stopped. I mean, they were probably like in the middle of the mud puddle, and they just stopped. And I'm like, oh shit, here we go. I'm gonna die. I've got my keys in one hand, my baseball bat and my baseball bat next to me, my bear spray in the other hand. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. But I honestly didn't think that. I had my keys in my hand, worst case scenario, and I thought it through. Okay, I jump in the driver's seat, I drive out. I get on the Interstate 40 up here. They're probably going to follow me because now they've decided they need to get rid of witnesses. So where do I go? There's a Flying J up the street. I mean, I had it all worked out. So they stopped here. They stopped right here. And one guy got out and I heard him say, "Pa." So they're a family, right? They're harmless. It's a dude and his son and who knows who else. And they're just out at 1:30 in the morning. I had looked at my cell phone by then. It was 1:30 in the morning, and he pointed out the big water here, and so he backed up and went around it and left. So even though they left, I was on guard for a while. I'm like, what if they drove away and then still decided, well, wait a minute, we can't leave a witness. Whoever's in there could have seen us. And, you know, what if they come back? And I did hear a truck come back, and I looked out my window, and it was a big truck. I only saw the tail lights. It went that way. So I don't know if it was them or not. And I thought, should I leave? But I don't know. I didn't. Call me crazy. Call me... maybe my intuition said I wasn't really in any harm. I don't know, but I thought I'd share that with you. Number one, a couple lessons: just beware. If you're going to be parked on the side of the interstate and there's nobody else around, these are the things, it never fails, these are the things that are going to happen. You're going to have someone coming by in the middle of the night, and you're not going to know what the hell they're doing. So I want to ask you guys, what do you think they were doing? There is, like I said, there's a trail down there, but it's weird that they didn't park. There is a place, there's a gated road down there. It's a dirt road, and that's where the trail to the lake goes, and they could have parked down there, but they didn't. There's also a tunnel. So, on the other side of Interstate 40, you come down, and then you cross, you go under a tunnel, which is the overcrossing for Interstate 40. So there's a tunnel down there. I don't know. I walked, as soon as I got up this morning, before I even had coffee, I went walking to see if I found a dead body. I don't know. What the hell could they have been doing? Throwing stuff, getting stuff out of the bed of the truck, putting stuff in the bed of the truck. I don't know. I don't know. I still think there might be a dead body out there for real. So that was my scary middle of the night experience. And, you know, I've had a couple of these now, and I keep telling myself, see, nothing bad happened. Nobody wants to hurt you. And I don't know if I've just been lucky, you know, and one of these times I'm not going to get lucky. I don't know. So what do you guys think they were doing? I'd love to hear your creative responses to what you think they were doing. And what would you have done? Would you have driven away? Would you have just waited like I did? Just kind of waited it out to see what they were going to do? I don't know. It's really, you gotta wonder. 1:30 in the morning, what were they doing? There's nothing down here. And, you gotta think they must have been up to no good. I saw at least three people get out of the truck. I don't know how many got back in. I will say that, and that's a little scary. I don't know. So that is my scary middle of the night visit experience. And here I am. I'm still here. I'm just kind of hanging out, working this morning. I've got good sun. I've got good internet. So I'm trying to get some work done before I go get my mail. And I'm not spending another night here. I am not spending another night here. But other than that, you know, there was a little bit of traffic, but but I'm here. I made it through another night to talk about it. All right, that was my story, and I don't know that I have a moral. You can glean your own moral from this story. Just another cautionary tale of Carolyn's RV life. Okay, we'll see you guys soon. I'm working on some videos for you. We'll see you soon. I hope you had a wonderful and happy 4th, and we'll talk to you soon. In the meantime, remember to always remember to be happy, be free, and be kind. And remember, nobody really wants to hurt you. Bye. Where's Capone? He was around. I know you're going to want to see him. There he is. Hey, buddy. Want to say hi? Oh, and part of the reason I left my other camp, there he is. Part of the reason I left my other camp was because it was apparently locals wood gathering. So every day at 3-4 o'clock I would get surrounded by a truckload of people, literally, like just swarming around my RV going to get firewood. So I had no privacy there either, and I didn't want to go through that another day. So that was another reason I left. But yeah, and then I got woken up in the middle of the night by people doing who knows what. Bye.